Hello everyone, how are you all doing? It's been a while and I'm still testing the sounds and everything, but I don't know, taking my life a bit differently. There's a lot of changes and I'm just taking my time with my own journey. And with the streams, I know in the past I used to do 2-3 hour streams and they're pretty long, but at the same time, as I'm talking to more people and specifically Kimberly McGeorge. She made a massive impact in my life, and I love her and I appreciate everything she's doing for me. And with her help, I'm learning to set new boundaries in my life, to take care of myself, to love myself, and much more. And one of the things she gave me a tip on is actually do more streams, actually just play around. But there's a thing with me having more energy or more quality content in the beginning, and the more I wait with 3 hours is okay, the last one, people. So I don't feel like I'm actually giving the quality content or with what I want, and so the best stuff is probably at the beginning, but we'll play around. So I don't think it's gonna be 2 or 3 hour streams. It's probably gonna be a short, not even an hour maybe, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, everyone, hello. Let's review the Andromeda, Linda, Starseed, John Roberts, Chris, Titus. Hey, hey, buddy. Ah, yeah. It's for me. I'm changing up a lot of things. I don't know. I wanna jump into answering questions, but I'll just drop into things where I'm sort of taking my own time. I've how to say it. Talking with Kimberly McGeorge is kind of life changing. I recommend everyone who is out there to actually look her up. Dr. Kimberly McGeorge. She has a website called Secret to Everything. Look it up. But basically, how I do sessions on people. I do scans, I check up your past lives, things like that. Well, she did one on me, live in a session. I'll probably cut out the content and upload a video and let you all see what she found on me and all this stuff. It's pretty exciting. And it's the most obvious things, but I never put it in my awareness or as a priority. And one of the things is loving myself. And it's weird, because I'm always into working with people. I'm always give, do, but always focused on everyone else, that I leave myself behind. And with leaving myself behind, it's I don't even allow myself to take a long shower. I don't even allow myself to do so much stuff that I'm oh, okay, I have to cut off my time, I have to do this and this and this and this. Constantly working on some projects, on some people, and never on myself. I don't even allow myself to work out as much as I would like to, or draw or paint or something else, because I'm it requires too much time and I have so much to do, come on, hurry. That now it's more after talking to her and she brought it up hey, put yourself first, love yourself, take care of yourself, simple things like that. But I'm damn, it really hits the spot for me, because I'm always so much out there that I need to learn to love myself. And that is allowing myself to take at least 10-15 minute long showers. I just soaked there, and surprisingly, when I left the shower, no one died. The world was still out there, so I'm not required to save everyone, which is so fun. And at the same time, I have a wonderful puppy who's chewing a carrot right now, by the way. And with him, it's also life changing. My whole routine, everything is so different. It's no longer 10 or 16 hours on PC straight all day long. It's more 1 or 2 hours or 3 or however many sessions I'm gonna have throughout the day, but that's it. If I'm lucky, if it's Sunday and I have to work on anime and all this stuff, I'm gonna do that, but the whole day goes to this little chumpy thing, and it's actually fun and enjoyable. I've never had a dog, so it's a new thing. It's learning what a dog is. It's learning how to communicate with a dog, how to be a dog, to play with a dog, and learning how to protect myself. I have a few scars and bites, but no one really cares. Anyway, that's actually fun. And yeah, it's so fun. He keeps me up all day long, and we just run around, play around, and teach each other and all this stuff. So it's way different. And now when I do something, I ask myself, is this something I want to do? With the stream, I was I don't know. It's been a while since I streamed, but do I feel it? Do I want to do it? I was I don't know. It's been a while. I kind of feel the urge to make videos, to sort of do something for people, but is it really me? Or is it actually I have to do it and I'm forcing myself to do it? And that's where I'm sort of putting myself in this no. If you don't feel it, don't do it. Why push it, like just like be yourself. And that's where I'm coming in with, hey, be yourself. Do I feel like doing this? Yeah, let's do it. Not, don't do it. So I'm pretty much like taking everything like that right now. Like I'm becoming different in a way where like I give priority to myself, and it's the opposite of what I used to do, which is so weird and like takes time. But so here I am. Like I'm taking my time. I'm spending a lot of, I don't know, like doing sessions and talking to a lot of wonderful people, and just meeting so many wonderful beings here. It's awesome. Like I never thought like I'd find someone like me, but now they're everywhere, and it's so amazing because like they inspire me. They give me, I don't know, like better perspective, because I've been into this rabbit hole of like I'm not good enough, where I don't feel like my content is actually helping people. I don't think like my sessions are actually doing much. I mean, like people give like say like, hey, yeah, things change and all this stuff, but I still would need more than their words. And like it would just be like weird expectations. Like it's just I'm expecting too much from myself and all that. So I'm lowering the standards for myself in a way where, hey, do what feels best and all this stuff. So that's cool. Anyway, let's go to your questions and talking to you people. Like I've been all about myself a little while. So yeah, Akilas are alpha dogs. Yeah, that's why I chose them. Like all the small dogs are fun, but I always like the big one. And like Akita was always like, like looks the way I love it, and I was like, let's get it. And I totally see them. Like I totally see that alpha like dominant being in him. Like he has an awesome personality. But I'm learning, like sometimes when he plays and like gets a bit too rough, I sort of pin him down, and not too much, kind of like lightly lay on him, but then like when I let him go, he's all chill, and like basically we bonded so much that like he's following me all over the place. If he falls asleep in my room and I go to the bathroom, I open the door when I'm done, and he's there sitting waiting for me. And he's just like amazing pup, so it's like it's like a new best friend. Like I've never had such an experience. I've always looked at people like damn, like they have a dog and it's like pretty cool, and now I have it. So it's very different, but I love it. It's cool. He's definitely like showing the dominant where like I talk to some people and they have like, let's see, golden retrievers and all this stuff, and if you like sort of like stop things, like they're okay and they're not gonna bite. With this guy, if you're like, no, you're challenging me, let's go. And he's like ready to bite and chew and all this stuff in school. And right now he's showing off his tummy so that I would scratch it. No, cute pup. Anyway, so Starseed is saying, I had some astral travel. This aspect of you wasn't Rin. I don't think was. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna read it to myself so that I would put your words better, because sometimes it's like hard to read what you write. Okay, so basically you saw Rin that wasn't me, or my aspect, and she wasn't reaching out, and saw some entities, astral bodies, blah blah blah. So I said, like, like when you talk about entities and like sort of like, hey, do you know what it is? It's like there's billions of beings out there, billions of different entities, and it's like, oh, I saw this being with a little like gray hair. Do you know who it is? Like, no, I don't know who it is. It's just the entity. Like, give it a label, and then we can look deeper into that. But yeah, like there's a lot of them. Like, my knowledge is like a little, like water drop in the massive ocean. I know nothing. Like I learn a lot, I understand things, but there's so much more left every time I look at things. So I clearly don't know it all. Sarah's asking, can you let me know what you saw in the recent sessions? When are you free to do another one with me? In the recent sessions with I did with other people, or specifically with you. If it's with you, I was basically focusing, like you say, like you have some entities, you feel the chest pain and nerve pains, so I was basically focusing on that depression and like harsh feelings and cleaning off the dark fogginess, the entities around you. It's like simple stuff, like the usual. Like it's the weirdest thing. Some sessions are not so enjoyable anymore because it's same old stuff. Like I'm doing a lot of free sessions lately because I get to explore and I get to just look around, find new stuff, and do things with people where it's like we're both learning. But when I do it for the money, it's like people are expecting, fix me. I have depression, fix it. I'm not gonna do shit, fix me. And it's kind of like same old stuff where like no matter who I work with, it's like it's not everyone. It's clearly not everyone, but there's a few people where like they need help and I do it and they're like, no, it didn't work. And like they're not changing their lifestyle, they're not doing a thing, but they're expecting everything to change after I look into their stuff. It's like that's not how it works, man. You know, like I can tell you like how life is, but if you're not doing anything about it, like nothing's gonna change. So I don't know. There's a lot of those. Let's Review is asking, Aquila, can we use negative statements in law of attraction like I never get sick? I would say you can use it, but you're not gonna get the wanted results. If you want to never get sick, say, I'm always healthy. My body is so freaking healthy, my immune system is the best. And if you're working on the positive, that's better. Using the negative, the brain will basically not give a damn about every negative word. If it's a no, don't, never, ever, blah, blah, blah. And the brain will leave the part, I get sick. Not the never part, it's I get sick. So, just like, make it the opposite. Make it like, I'm always healthy. I'm always like doing freaking good. I'm energized. My body's like powered up. I have a lot of like, you know, like the best immune system in the world. Things like that. And that will give you better results. Same thing with like every single thought, every single emotion will count for it. So if you're like not having a good day and for a moment like, oh, I need to do my law of attraction. I'm always healthy. I'm always healthy. Yeah, I'm healthy. Okay, I'm done. And then you go out and something bad happens. It's not gonna work because you're focusing on a negative, because there's a lot of like things going on, a lot of problems, and it's just gonna get in the way. So like when you're doing this whole law of attraction, it's like every single thought counts, and that's the hard part. Like where you have to control it and actually like push it into the present time. Like I'm freaking healthy right now. My immune system is doing great. I am always in a perfect condition. Like whatever you say, but actually put it in the positive, because negative statements are not going to give you the one's results, like simply put. That is saying, made some tea and here I am seeing this live legend. Hey buddy. Thanks. Yeah, it's actually crazy because the support like you give me people, I don't take it for granted. But at the same time, like, people can tell me a lot of good compliments and all, and I'm just gonna take, like, the very grain. And what I'm learning lately is to actually accept, to take in. Accept and allow, like if someone gives me a compliment, I'm gonna treasure it, and I'm gonna say, like, thank you, and I'm gonna, like, learn to receive is the bigger thing. So, for me, like, I've always been like, yeah, thank you, and like I pushed it off sort of. Like so right now, like I'm like more like not like I'm the best, but like learning to allow myself to receive. And like even like a few days ago, I was like talking with Patricia. You might have seen me doing sessions with her on like YouTube, and I'm gonna upload more with us working together. She's amazing, and she's into jewelry, she's into arts and crafting a lot of like wonderful things, and she wanted to send me a gift. And like the weird part is like I want to, but it's sort of weird, like, yeah, sure, send me a thing, like, here's my dress and all this stuff. So I'm always like, yeah, cool, and I never do it. So, like, now, like, I have to, like, okay, I'm gonna write my address and allow myself to accept and, like, allow myself to receive something, which is, like, it's a thing. So, it's a little build-up in my world. Sarsi is saying, some of my servitors don't feel like showing up to my house to help me clean it. I don't think they're scared, just maybe not wanting to risk it. What impressions did Minna give you? Is it that bad? It's not that bad. It's more like, the more you focus on the negative, the more you're gonna manifest it. The more you're focusing like, oh, I can't do anything, my servitors are not helping me, Aquila's not helping me, everyone's requiring money, I don't have any money, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever, like, the more you focus on the negative, the more you create the harsher reality. And that's the big thing. And the servitors, give them a free will. It's like a puppy. You know, I cannot make him do stuff. I can tell him, like, give him a command, and he's gonna do it because he wants to, but I'm not gonna control him 24/7. And it's kind of like, come. And he's like, no, I have my own life. I have my own free will. Bye. And he's going to do his own thing. I respect that. Like, it's not like he is controlling me, but servitors, like, they're conscious beings. Yes, they can be copies of ourselves and other things, but free will. It's okay for people to not help us. It's okay for people to not do what we want them to do because they have their own things. It's kind of like, hey, hi yourself, help me. They're like, no, I'm busy with my own stuff. Help yourself. It's a lot of that. But with your scenario, it's not like it's super bad and you can't be helped. It's just that a lot of like what's going on with your thoughts and constantly focusing on the negative, you're amplifying it, and it's harsh. But of course, like I can't deny, like you might be targeted an individual. Another thing, I haven't talked to you much, Starseed. But like from my perspective, it seems like the people you live with, your family, they don't give you much freedom, and it's kind of like living with, I don't know, like suppressive people that will not give you much, and with that you're like afraid. You're like you can't do what you want to do. So no matter how much others are helping you and clearing out your energies and changing your past lives or whatever, if you're living with people who are constantly triggering you and saying no and all this stuff, and every time you're going to see your mom and dad or relatives or whatever, and you're going to be challenged and you can't be yourself, it doesn't matter how much spiritual work you're doing. If you can't fix your family or learn how to handle them, the work will not count. And let's say, yeah, you're clearing out your agreements and other things, cool, that works. But then, boom, all of a sudden you meet your parents again, they tell you something, and it's kind of like undoing everything you ever done on yourself. It's like, it's very important to take care of surroundings and be able to confront people, be able to talk to them and have your own like boundaries. And it's great if your relatives and your parents would respect that. In your surroundings, I don't see that happening. Or I don't know the full picture. I'm just guessing. That's also a thing. Gabriel, thank you for the massive donation. Appreciate it. The Andromeda is asking, hi Aquila, am I really an Andromedan? Yes or no, what would it change? It's like, am I really a human? Am I really a Pleiadian? Even if you know the answer, how much will that answer impact your life right now? How much will that change things? You have to ask yourself. So if you're Andromedan, if yes, what does it do right now? What difference does it make? If no, what difference does that make? It's like, it doesn't matter. We have lived for billions and trillions of years. We had countless of timeless. Of course, you and I and everyone else probably have been Andromedan, reptilian, or like Pleiadian, Anunnaki, or whatever. We have had countless of bodies. We had so many beingnesses that one of us, of course, like, oh, I'm gonna try what human body in 4 dimension. I'm gonna try some other body, and which is sort of like switch our bodies like we're changing our socks every day, and that's easy. So yeah, you have been Andromedan for a little bit of time, maybe. You have been reptilian, you have been someone else. Of course, you have been them all. So now, what difference does that make right now in your current life at this moment? None, because you're here in this body. Yes, you can get knowledge. Yes, you can connect to beings, but does it impact things? Not really. So it's kind of like I don't know, like I might get it's not arrogant, but from my perspective, even with that knowledge, it doesn't change much. It's like, okay, you know your soul name. Okay, you know what you did in your past life. You know your soul family. You're just like whatever. Great, you have this information. Now what? You're still stuck in this body. You're still here. Nothing changes except you are aware of more things. Yay! That's it. That's it. So it's like, I'm not against like gaining more information or like learning the origins or whatever, but it doesn't change anything. It's like, yay, that's cool. But that's where it ends. Like you just get like, now I know my real name. Ooh. Okay, so you're saying like you can't connect to them or your star people ancestors. how would you know if you would connect them? Like, what would be different? Would your body change? Would you hear voices in your head? Would you see channels? Would you see some signs in the world? How would you know that you are now communicating with people? Because sometimes the communication, you're like, hey, I don't know, Pleiadians, my family out there from Pleiadians, I need to connect with you, I need to get some information. And I don't hear voices. It doesn't like, oh, hi Aquila, yes, we have some information. Like, I don't get that. If that information will come, it's gonna be telepathic and in my own voice. It's gonna be me thinking it up, like, oh, I'm so smart, I came up with this idea. No, you just got that. It was so sort of like broadcasted into your head, and you're having that thought, and you're like, oh, it's just me thinking. We don't acknowledge that we're actually always getting the information. It's coming up to you right now, but do you know that? Can you tell the difference? That it's not your thoughts, but it's actually the broadcasting from people you want to connect. And that's the difference. So, I don't know, like, what I'm saying right now, me talking, holy shit. Puppy, hold on a minute. He's staring up the wallpapers. Don't do that, please. Aww. That's a nice stare in the wall. Look, people, you just got a piece of massive wallpaper. That's cute. Puppy canes. Puppins. Yeah, you want to show them your teeth and like what kind of monster chewy you are? Yeah? Come on, and like, what about your carrot? Where's your carrot? Whatever. Anyway, there's my alpha dog tearing off the wallpapers. So, what I'm saying is, like, lately my point of view in life is different. Like, we're all into, let's save the world, let's do this and that, and it's like, no one's focusing on the present, on this current body, on, like, what we're doing right now. And every single thought you have right now, every single thing we're doing, we're manifesting the better world every single day. But if you're focusing on negative all the time, you're creating that negativity. If you're more like, oh, I can't connect to people, you are creating this disconnection. And every single thought is like super massively impactful in our life. That is saying, I also decided after I finish my projects, I will focus on myself, because translating sucks me in, and I can't focus on myself and other important stuff. Also, I got my expensive mic set up. I won't use it anytime soon for sure, but I wonder if you would like to use it, instead. It's a 50-50 though. I mean, like, I have blue sparkle, like this guy, so I think the one you have will be good. Plus, in future, who knows? Like, you will be, I don't know, like, maybe making your videos, maybe doing some other things, maybe, you're gonna go into acting and other things. Like, it's, keep it. For a while, keep it. I sure appreciate your thoughts and, like, your intentions. It's really good. But, no, like, you don't know when you're gonna need it. And you're more like, oh, I gave it to Aquila, now I'm gonna regret, because, like, I have this thing I wanna do right now and I can't do it because I need the setup and all this stuff. So, it's all good. But with that stuff, like, I totally agree with you. Like, I noticed, like, with me, translating does suck up a lot of time. It takes so much, especially for us who are going, like, on, like, these marathons, like, just, like, non-stop episode after episode. And with you, like, Black Flower, like, what, like, you got, like, 120 now, or more than that? I haven't followed, but it's just, one episode, 2-3 hours, easy enough. One is also good enough, but just takes up a lot of time. Star is asking, if my questions are too detailed, has it been a problem? I think it's good to be detailed. Yeah, it's good. Like, leave all the details you want. It's okay. The only issue is the, I don't know, like, how to say it in English, the punctuation, I guess, and also, like, the way you write. Sometimes there's no punctuation, like, no commas, no dots or anything, so I don't really know, like, when reading I get, like, it's very messy, so it needs, like, I need to stop everything, like, okay, this is one part, second part, third part, fourth part, fifth part, okay, now I get it. So, like, with you, like, I needed to, like, stop and, like, decipher what you're saying, like, it's all good, though, it's all good, like, it just takes a while. The Andromeda is saying, Aquila, when I every time see the moon, my view switches to where a guy is sitting in a spaceship and looking at the bigger Earth, but also monitoring It's cool. Let's say you're looking at the moon or something else, and all of a sudden your point of view goes somewhere else. That is consciousness shifting. That is getting out of body in a different way, and you're good at it. So allow it to happen. Allow yourself to learn and get more information, and just see where that takes you. It's all good. I'm gonna change my lighting a little bit, but yeah. Chris Torres is saying, when you get into your own vibe, you will be able to help people better in your own way. I totally agree with you. Like, with me, I think, like, even right now, I'm not my best. Like, it's far from it. I'm just sort of like, oh, like, maybe I'll do this, see what happens. So, it's been a while. I clearly don't have, like, oh, I have this message to say, I'm gonna give it out to people. No, it's more like, do, let's see what happens. It's been a while. Definitely, like, that, when I work on myself, when I clear a lot of things in my life, and I think, like, with that, also learning, it's not like, every day there's something I learn. Every day there's something more to say and give and share. I just didn't do that. Like, I just didn't give myself a priority to make a video, and, like, I can have, like, tons of excuses, but I know, like, people say, like, oh, I don't have enough time. It's a lie. You're just, like, using your priorities different. That's it. And so, for me, like, I know, like, I'm not giving priorities to making videos right now. Like, it's working with people, playing with my dog, being myself, and what are you doing there, puppy? Just a minute, people. What are you doing? You found a spot, didn't you? You found a spot, didn't you? Okay. Come here. Let's show off your wonderful puppy face to people. Look at how big he got. Like, he's getting big, people. He's a little big chubby puppykins. Not chubby yet, but he's cute. Hi, peeps. Cute people. Yeah. So there's my pup working. I'm gonna get him a toy or something, because he's a little busy. Just wants to nibble everything because his teeth are growing. Let's see. How about this pup? How about this one? He learned to jump from the couch recently. Not a headset, please. Thank you very much. Now he's got the headset. Good pup. Okay. See? I got your stuff. There you go. Anyway, got him distracted. Yes! That's one of the things, is like, he really requires a lot of attention, and it's okay with me. Like, right now, like, the dog is the training. Like, if, a lot of people are actually getting babies, I'm like, okay, good for you. I want to learn a lot before I ever go there, because it's like, man, dogs are enough of, like, teaching them and taking care of them. If it was people, it requires so much more, and I want to be ready for that if it ever happens. So I'm like, okay, let's practice with a dog, let's see what happens. And this little guy, oh, busy. Good boy. He still doesn't go out, because he needs, like, his second shot for being able to be out and not get too sick or whatever. So he's, like, peeing inside a house, and, like, he's still, like, learning how to control his body, but he's, like, a smart little thing. If I give him a little pad and show him, like, okay, this is the place, he does it there specifically, so it's all cool. Anyway, me and the dog. Yeah, I agree, like, dogs are nothing like kids. Far from it. But the actual idea, or what I wanted to say, is, like, you learn how to take care of a dog. And, he needs attention. He needs to be fed, he needs to be played with, he needs to make sure, like, you don't nibble on things, so, like training him, like, spending time with him, and that's a thing. Like, I have been a babysitter for a long time, and those little things require attention. And, like, nowadays a lot of people are like, oh, like, I'm busy, so I'm just gonna turn on TV for my kids, and they're gonna be, like, staring at the screen. And, like, a lot of people, like, the kids are just, spiritually and intellectually, like, downgrading. Like, they're not learning, like, as fast as they used to. They're not getting, like, intelligent. They're, like, they're kids who are at 5 or 6 years old. They still, like, haven't learned how to talk and all this stuff. And clearly, if parents would sit down and take their time to take care of a child and, like, hey, let's read a book together, let's do this and this and this. Like, when I'm babysitting, the kid can be, like, 1 or 2 or 3 years old, and I've been doing that for a long time. So it's like, I go to the parents' place, and they're, like, watching TV with the kid. Like, I'm gonna turn off the TV, I'm gonna grab all the toys, I'm gonna read the stories, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna engage. And that's, like, making sure that the kids learns the words, that the kids start, like treating them as equal and all this stuff. And that's the thing. But, like, so for me, what I'm talking with a dog is like getting him. I know it requires me to stop everything and to take care of that little being. And it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna let him chew whatever, and I'm gonna like okay, just chew this, do that, and you're gonna be in the crate and cry whatever, and I'm gonna do my own thing. Like no, like actually sit down and teach him something, you know, like while they're small and all this stuff. So there's a lot going on, but like from my perspective, like it doesn't matter if it's a dog, a cat, or some other animal, or even a baby. I think like we need to sort of like, if you're getting one, you need to like have responsibility and just sit down and teach them or be with them and like give them all they need, because otherwise, it's not good. Yeah, there's another thing. Like, yes, like I totally agree with you, Lumina. The vaccines kids and babies go through these days, like, totally dumb them down. There's a lot of scientific evidence that, like, I don't know, like the mercury and other things in the vaccines will cause autism and other stuff. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. What are you doing? Oh, you found... What's that? Where did you get it from? Okay, people, whatever. What's this? Where'd you get this? Huh. Alright. Enjoy yourself. Didn't know that existed here. Okay. I'll probably like give myself 10 minutes and I'll go play with him because he needs a play buddy or whatever. Cosmic Gypsy saying perhaps our soul contracts are up for us to rewrite. Yes. Yes, it's totally up for us to rewrite, but another thing, we don't need any contracts. We don't need agreements to run our life. It's like, these agreements are more of a 3D thing, and specifically here on Earth it's massive, but it's kind of like belief system territory. If you go into a place and you create it or whatever, you need to agree to certain rules. Like, oh, look, it's this thing, it's like explains how the world runs, and if you and I want to play the same game, we're gonna play card game. We're gonna play this game. And you and I, we're gonna set up rules, and this is how it's gonna be. And if everyone else joins, let's say there's gonna be 5 more people joining you up, they all want to play the same game and have the same rules. And that's cool. But let's say another guy comes in, like, no, I don't agree with your rules, and I'm gonna change it up. All of a sudden, the game becomes not fun. It's like, hey, you're ruining it. You don't understand it. Like, we're having fun, and you're messing it up. Please go away. And so, with us, it's like here on Earth, a lot of these rules and agreements are actually not serving us. Sometimes in other worlds, you and I and other beings can create worlds and like set up rules where like, oh, okay, in this world, politics are not allowed. No archons, no entities, no whatever. It's just gonna be this specific thing. Boom. You set it up, you create it, and it's all good. Here on Earth, now there's a collective consciousness, and there's a lot of other rules. And a lot of these rules and agreements are made to trap beings like us. It's made to limit us. It's made to lesser our abilities. And all of a sudden, people are suffering. People are going through a lot of things. Now, it's like removing soul contracts or limiting beliefs, agreements. It's not the best tool to solve your life and get everything like, oh, well, now it's going to be perfect. But it's definitely helpful. It's one of the tools. And there's a whole lot of them. I'm always asking, Aquila, can I make my afterlife realm similar to Earth in terms of struggle and suffering so that I can grow there and never come back to Earth? Or will I be required to come onto Earth eventually? No need. There's absolutely no need coming back to Earth unless you want to. Unless you're like, oh yeah, okay, like I agree that I have been bad and I can change things up and like I actually want to do things better. And then you come back and like, oops, yeah, it's actually even worse than you thought. There's a lot of like variances on what can happen. But there's absolutely no need coming back here. Yes, you can make your own realm. You can actually create struggles and suffering for yourself if you want to grow that way. But it's also no need to suffer or experience any hardships. Yes, we're beings that like challenge. Yes, we're beings that constantly like to get involved in fights or whatever. It's natural for us. It's like for curiosity. Like it's boring to play same old game all the time. Imagine playing, I don't know, let's say some card game or Pac-Man. Okay, you're gonna play this game for 5 years straight, 1,000 years, billions of years, and you're kind of like, are there any other games? Because this is getting kind of bored, and you want to switch it up. and it's okay. But then we switch it up with like, oh, like more creativity, more destruction, more fighting with each other, and that's a thing. So same thing. We're like with video games, with movies. You're not gonna watch the same old movie all the time. You're gonna switch it up, and we all want more experiences. Whereas like good, bad, right, wrong, and all the stuff, we're going for it. But at the same time, it is your choice of how you choose to experience your reality. And if you create your own realm, and you create your like struggles and suffering for yourself, that's your choice. But you can also be like, oh, well, if I drink this liquid, it says it's gonna kill me. Well, if it's gonna kill me, I better not drink it. But, well, we need to experience suffering, and I don't trust what the label says, so I'm gonna drink it and see if I die. It's like thinking like that, you know, like you don't have to do it. You can like learn about it by reading, or let's say simulating in your consciousness, but not necessarily living it and experiencing it, and that's totally okay. But every person has a choice of how they want to experience life. Hey, Bob. Hey, what are you doing? Little explorer. Anyway, a few more comments and I'll go, people. Okay, so Chris Stewart is asking, should we think of the suffering of this planet as just part of the multiverse, that we may or may not be able to do something about it? Yeah, just because there's a whole lot going on Earth, it does not mean that you have to solve it all, that you have to save the world and save all the people and change things. No. I've talked to Eric from Deciphering My Experience. I totally recommend you to check out his channel and see what he has to say. But he has this thing where he says like, I'm here to not wake up the sheep. I'm here to wake up the lions. And that is the thing. There are people, let's say even our relatives and people are around us, that will never buy what we're saying. You're like, aliens exist, 9/11 was an inside job, vaccine is bullshit. Like you're telling your truth, whatever you see, however you see it, you explain them your belief system, territory, and all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, I don't care. No. And you're never gonna sort of make them believe if they don't want to believe that. They can simply like reject that. They have their own belief system, and that's okay. But there will be people who are like, they need that information. They're striving for it. They're looking for it, and you might be the right person to share it. You don't have to say everyone, but there will be people that you connect with, and simple interaction can make a massive difference in their life, and that alone is enough. You don't have to save everyone. So like literally, there's a whole lot of worlds out there going through what Earth is going through. Maybe not as bad, maybe even worse. There's a whole lot of variations. If you have seen me talking to Patricia, you have seen some like of the Soul Trap realms and like other places, and it's massive, it's big. But there is no need to stick around and sort of like, oh, I have to solve everything. No, do your own thing, do what you want to do. Things will happen anyway. There are beings who like challenging each other. There are beings like who are like into creating planet, into having a civilization in it and then destroying it. Or like, oh, like someone attacked my planet, I want to see if I can defend it. Fuck, it failed. Let's do it again. And so like people will just play around, but others are actually going within and living and experiencing all this stuff. It's okay for you to get out without even like saving everyone or like awakening all the people, like, okay, that was interesting, never again, and you go do your own thing, and like no need to save everyone. So it's totally okay. Andromeda is saying, Aquila, who put the grid energy system here? You, me, everyone. Like right now I'm going with the thing with consciousness. It's all consciousness. Where does the reptilians are the best and like the worst guys ever, or like whatever you put in there? Still the same reptilians are you, me, and everyone else. It's the same consciousness, and it's us. It's us creating this reality. Like literally, I was like laughing with Rich the other day. We're like, oh damn, we manifested COVID because we wanted to save money, and because of all the lockdowns, now we don't have to go out and spend the money. Yay! And now it's like, hey, look, we're saving up money, and the lockdowns are ending. Like, yay! So it's kind of like just like whatever you look at, like you can easily manifest that reality, and you know, same beings who are trapping you here is of your own creation. To say that, I'm not saying like it's all the way I'm explaining it. but it's my perspective right now, currently, and it's constantly changing, so yeah. Yes, we are the Archons. We are the ones that created them, and it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna like explore and create things, and I need to challenge myself. Let's see if I can beat this game. And you're like playing, like you beat the easy game, you then play it on the normal level, and you beat that. You play in the hardcore, you beat that. You play on the like ultra hard or whatever, you beat that. Like, no, I need something harder. What if I sort of like take away some of my abilities? What if my character, think of like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, where all of a sudden your character will have no skills, it's kind of like weakling as can be, start from scratch, like absolute zero. And oh look, I'm beating this game too, like I need something harder. And even then, you know, you're going and creating something harder. Like, even if you lesser your skills, you're still beating the game, let's make something harder. And we're constantly creating this hardcore scenarios, but oops, now we're here. We forgot that we created this, and we're like, oh, life is bad, why it's me, why me? And like, we challenge ourselves, and now we can't beat the game. It's one way to put it. How's Rich? He's doing good. Currently in a session. But anyway, people, I'm gonna play with Puppy. He seems to be having fun, but I want to engage with him. So it's fun sharing my thoughts. I'm gonna probably make more videos in the future. I have a lot of sessions to edit and put more content. But yeah, thanks for watching.